All right, so how long does it take for your Amazon inventory to get sellable once it's in the warehouse? So there's different things. So if it's previously been selling, it could be immediately, or it could even be while it's in shipment. I've had it where I've had right when I scanned the UPS label and sent the shipment in, that the product was live and it was on a reserve. But that's typically only with previous listings that have a good sales history. So that's not going to happen if this is your first product, which you are it probably is if you're watching this. So what you need to know now is that it depends on how they receive your inventory, okay? So sometimes it can be instantly, or sometimes it can be about 2 days or 2 to 4 days. Now, what they might do is they might just take your word for the weight and for the dimensions. I've had that happen before. And then there's sometimes where they put it aside for the weighing and the dimensions so that they have that information internally. And then the other option, so if they weigh it, it's going to take longer because then now they have to go and process your inventory. The other thing is if there's any errors, make sure there are no errors. Make sure you have gotten that inspection and you've gotten that all the labels, all the FNSKUs are correct. There's no double thing like a FNSKU and a UPC code, because if there's two, then it's a big mess. Make sure that one other thing you can do is if you do case packed and you only have one SKU per case, essentially, like per box, you just have one product. That's going to make it faster. If you have multiple items, it's going to be an issue. And if you, like, let's say you said there were 30 in each box and there was 30 boxes, but then, there's only 28 in a box, then it's going to be longer. Okay. Especially. And then now here's the other thing. If it's damaged, that's going to put it to the side of the warehouse. And here's the big takeaway. All the Amazon employees at the warehouse, they all have a quota that they have to meet per hour. Amazon's very statistically driven. So if they find something that's an issue like at all, they're going to put it to the side potentially, and somebody else is going to deal with that. It matters how they're dealing with their quota. So the key here is make sure everything like you've put in. And then the other thing is like, if they get like a screen that pops up. I have an interview if you want to learn more about shipping. Watch the stuff with the manual in the course. So they all have these quotas to meet, and they have the screen that comes up. And if it's like way off, they might be like, wait a minute, this is wrong. So if it says like the weight or the dimensions are way off, so make sure that you get that right beforehand when you're sending it in. And then that's going to prevent it from getting to that sideline. And then the last thing is going to be, well, what could happen if it's damaged? If it's damaged, now it's got something else, the wrong labels. So just make sure that there's no errors. Your dimensions on the box are right. You have the right quantity in there and everything, and you should be good to go. And your product will be in there in about 2 to 4 days. So, but it can take a while if you get into an issue, because I've had it where there was like 9 months where that was very rare. I sent in a lot of shipments, but one box got lost for 9 months, and that was because the labels were wrong. The actual shipping label itself was like smeared and whatnot. So make sure you don't run into any of those issues, and you should be fine. Your product will be up soon.